What?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. We'll highlight all that. Don't you
I'm
worry.
just
But of
saying,
course,
you gotta remind people. You want to get
Subscribe right now.
subscribe.
subscribe. Of course.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
So technically, this should be a segment for later on in the show, but I thought, you know what, fuck it. Let's try and get a live reaction out of UKB. So the U.S. announced their Ryder Cup scripting, what they're going to wear for the Ryder Cup, what they're going to wear for practice rounds, tournament rounds, what you, the consumer, can purchase, all courtesy of the interesting people over at Ralph Lauren. Now, look, that's just Ralph Lauren, not Ralph Lauren. Let's not
Polo
make the
Ralph
noise.
Lauren, bitch. That's what my pajamas say. Name the
I love
rapper. Name the rapper.
NBA YoungBoy,
No, Steve, you
Lil,
uncultured swine.
Lil Durk,
No, you're closer with the Lil in front.
Lil Wayne.
Yes.
How should I ever think that you would quote NBA YoungBoy? You're 31
come
years
on.
old.
Come on.
You're like 70 in my like eyes.
Wheezy F baby, and the F is for I'm fucking 30, bro.
Wheezy F baby come to take a shit in urine on the toilet bowl of bitches. Maybe his greatest lyric ever.
Stomping on this beat like a motherfucking Sigma.
What song was I listening to today on the car ride back from Virginia? It had Lil Wayne in it. Oh, the What's Poppin' remix, which is actually a much better song than the original by Jack Harlow. Lil Wayne's in it, and he just spits some shit that like I don't comprehend how it works. Anywho, so Ralph Lauren, not Ralph Lauren, despite what everyone wants to call them. In fact, it's founded by an American dude. Ralph Lauren's done the scripting for the Ryder Cup for years, and they use and like I wear RLX, their golf line, the performance line. It's great clothes, but I like we talk shit about Jay Lindeberg and what they have Victor Hovland wear year in and year out. I want your take on the Ryder Cup scripting because it might be the most bland options for the players to be wearing. What the consumer could purchase is nice, but what they're wearing each day, I think, is just not a look. What do you think?
So it's the navy with the red, white, and then all the stripes. The navy with USA. Yeah, it's pretty boring. I think the best one is the one that has like the white sleeves, and I'm not even like a white shirt type of guy. I think if I had to rank them, I would go the white sleeves, the striped bottom, even though that is going to look terrible on some guys. Actually, no, because of that, I'm going to go in reverse order of how they are on golf.com's article. White sleeves, full navied out, and then the striped one. So Sunday, Saturday, Friday is how I would rank them. Because to do horizontal striping like that on a torso is just so bad. Do you know how much of a balloon some guys are going to look like on TV, no less? That's just... I want to speak to whoever designed these. Uh-oh. Lost Steve-O. I'm flying solo. I'm putting on my shades. They cover up my eyes. I'm going solo. I'm riding solo. I'm riding solo. Stevie blue screens. Stevie blue screens. Oh my days. Stevie blue screens. Crazy optics. Crazy behavior here from the boy. How you doing? Who would have thunk I'd be hosting a golf show solo at some point? Here I am. Here I am. Here I am waiting, staring at your reflection. Kinda crazy. All right, what I'm going to do now so that it doesn't get out of hand for me in the editing process, I'm going to pause the recording. There's probably going to be an ad or something at this point for future me. So we'll be back when Steve's screen is no longer blue. No.
Subscribe to get in the whole pod.
I paused it.
Have
like
you
a good noodle.
Have you ever had a moment in your life? Actually, I know for a fact that you haven't. You hear the stories about when people like die and they come back to life, and they're like, "I saw God, and He pushed me down the flight of stairs, and I came back in my hospital bed or some shit." My laptop blue screens. It resets. It goes back. It has my name. The password works. And then it's just nothing. No applications are downloaded. None of my stuff for work is there. I'm like, oh my God. My whole thing factory reset. Instantly blue screens again. That was the God moment. I'm like staring at God in the face, and He was just like, bop! Blue screen again, and now all of a sudden it's all back. Absurd.
Insane optics.
All right. Time now. I heard your opinion. You've ranked your scripting. I want to now go on maybe my favorite rant that I will ever go on. And this is no offense to the people at Ralph Lauren, because they have put on some great scripting. They create great clothing. If you want to sponsor me directly, please do. I wear RLX stuff on the golf course 24/7. This is the worst Ryder Cup scripting I've ever seen in my entire life. And I get it. It's very hard when you've been doing this for 30 years to not like roll over the red, white, and blue thing every single fucking year. But oh my God, is it terrible how like the complete lack of creativity and the lack of placement. First of all, these pants, dude, if you haven't seen them, they're white or they're blue. Why do we need USA logos all over these pants? They have them like towards the ankle, up on like the hip. The pants don't need logos. We don't need to go absolutely crazy with, by the way, also, the USA logo for the team is disgustingly bad. Like, it is gross. I'm going to I'm going to share a couple of like images just from Google Images that we have for the scripting for the team. And like, again, I am appalled by how awful these look. So first of all, straight from RyderCup.com, this is one of the practice round pieces that they're going to be wearing. Like, this is a ripoff of like the USMT, U.S. men's national team jerseys from like the 90s.
See, no, like, I don't hate that.
It isn't bad. It isn't bad. That's
the best of any of the polos.
This is the best one. The problem that I have with it, it's a fucking zip up. The zip polo.
I'll say this, Steve. I wore a zip polo to the Truest. They're kind of hot.
That's fine. Why is there a logo on the ankle that no one's gonna actually say?
There needs to be a logo there.
Stupid. All right, next one. This is actually very
classy.
Tame. This is tame. Fine. This
that stinks.
They're not wearing the white one. They're actually going to wear a navy one. First of all, you couldn't have found a better place to put the American flag.
Yeah,
put it on the arm.
It's too big.
Put the Ryder Cup logo on the chest.
Yes.
Put the American flag on the arm.
It looks like a Tottenham jersey.
It looks like a 1970s Tottenham jersey. And somebody get rid of this USA logo. It's disgustingly bad. And it's
like
bland.
NASA.
Also, not for nothing, dude. Kind of respect the Jerry collar which for those of you who don't know style, the Jerry collar is a polo with no buttons. Not for golf. I'm
that
sorry.
USA logo looks like the Astros City Connect logo on their Space City uniforms.
Which is why I hate it even more. This isn't bad.
That's not bad.
Here's the problem. They're wearing this for the practice rounds. They're not even wearing it for tournament play. These are the best ones.
Why are the practice rounds
not bad?
Yeah,
but also we have the zip up, and it goes from like all right to okay to like the vortex screen. It's like I'm getting hypnotized.
It's the horse meme where like the hind legs are being drawn perfectly, and then it turns into a derpy first grade drawing.
Yeah, exactly. Like what are we doing? And again, of course, the logo on the ankle. Why the fuck is there a logo on the ankle?
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
Sorry, this is the one that they're wearing in tournament play. Again, awful. I don't mind the white collar. That's totally fine.
Yeah, like the
Jerry collars, not for golf.
The template of that one, though, in the blue in particular, is not bad. It's the USA font, whatever the fuck that is, and the gigantic American flag on the breastplate is bad.
This one isn't terrible, but again,
it's
kind
of
this also still sort of strikes me as the horse. Like it was great for the bottom half, and then it kind of just like said, "What the fuck" at the very end.
It feels like they you know the rumor in Pokemon with Machamp and Golem and them being traded is why they look that way, where like if you look at their prior evolutions they should look like that. It looks like that one and the one that has the stripes at the bottom got traded, and they just swapped what the bottoms of those polos should be like.
Now, and the problem that I have with this more than anything else is not the fact that Ralph Lauren did a bad job. Honestly, the consumer stuff that they made is actually really nice. I saw it in person at a surprise event in the city on Thursday, and like the stuff looked great. It looked awesome. Expensive, but really nice. My problem that I have with it is that every single year the Europeans show up and they look so classy. It's very basics. They have a light blue polo. They have a yellow polo. They have the navy. It's a very classic, regular, not very in-your-face sort of scripting, and it works. It's perfect. It's European. Like, I feel like this is the stereotypical, America's loud and bold and brash. America! And the Europeans are just like classy, old money aesthetic. Like, it's exactly what every single girl in the Hamptons thrives to be. They want to look like Europe. They don't want to look like America. And that's what Ralph Lauren managed to do with this. We haven't had this problem with the Olympics.
Nope.
But we're having it in the biggest international golf tournament in the world.
Steve, what's the old adage? Stinky.
Yeah, like keep it simple, guys. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah,
also,
it's not great.
They have a Ryder Cup polo shirt that I need to show you. This one's also disgusting. This is the one thing that they really messed up on that's for the consumer. And I have zero idea what the hell this thing is. As I share my screen right here. Yeah, this is going to be like the modern marvel that I will never comprehend. Look at that. What is that?
You knowing me, I don't necessarily hate this.
I just don't get it. Like,
yeah,
it looks like who's the painter who did like
Picasso.
Abstract art? Yeah, Picasso. Yeah. This is a Picasso with weird golf clubs, balls, tees, and the RLX logo, basically getting like fucked around and then twitched up. I don't like it at all.
It's like a 6-7 out of 10 for me.
But like in general, like this stuff's nice. Flags and food, like this is classic.
That one in the middle is probably my favorite.
I can agree with that, and honestly, it's probably one that I'm going to buy. But like a lot of the stuff they made for the consumer, nice stuff, but they really just dropped the ball with the actual scripting for the event.
While we're on the topic of polos, Steve, because I was scrolling the old tweet machine last night, we need to have a discussion about polos.
What about it?
Why? Who? Why? How? When? What? Like, why is it acceptable that polos are over $100. I saw somebody tweet their cart. They tweet because I do follow Big Cat on the tweet machine, and they're sponsored by a certain company, no free ads. And this person, Steve, had a polo and a like springtime, early fall time hoodie in their cart. Over $250 after the part of my take discount code.
Oh yeah.
It made me feel so amazing about how I spend money on clothes, because who in their right fucking mind is spending $130 on one singular polo?
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go online. I want you to look up Sid Mashburn. Sid Mashburn, yes, SID Mashburn golf polos. They're the sponsor for Keith Mitchell. Now, obviously, we know Keith Mitchell is one of the best dressed men on the PGA Tour. You're going to be shocked by how expensive, like what he wears. The pants that he wore final round of the Truist, they're these like houndstooth pants. The pants were $400.
No
retail.
Yeah, no.
And like I get it, man. Look, Keith Mitchell, handsome man, but
just because you're handsome doesn't mean your goddamn wardrobe needs to cost a gazillion dollars. I know I'm not the greatest looking person in the world, but guess what? I'm pretty damn good looking. I don't wear hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars in terms of what I put on my body every day. I'm lucky if one of my outfits costs me $100.
You know what stresses me out? So this is another crack at Ralph Lauren while I'm at it. Ralph Lauren was always great for a long time. I hate when collars become like flappy pieces of bacon. And they hang, they don't look good. I like a very clean, polished collar. You've seen my polo game. It's pretty fire. RLX for a long time had like under collar buttons that like kept the collar pretty good. Now all these golf companies are priding themselves on like stay stiff collars, but they still come out super far. They don't like stay contained and like tight to the belt. Ralph Lauren got rid of the under collar buttons, and there's only one company that I know of right now that makes the same kind of buttons, and it's Stitch. They're the golf brand that my golf bag is, and they sponsor Bryson DeChambeau and the Crushers. Those polos are $110 a pop. Absurd. I'm like,
absurd.
And the problem is like I used to get RLX polos at Marshalls. We love Marshalls.
Facts. Marshalls, if you want to sponsor
Maxx.
this podcast, hit our line.
But here's the problem, dude. They stopped selling them at fucking TJ Maxx and Marshalls. So now I gotta wait until there's super sales in like Labor Day just to get my hands on a polo. And now I know that I can't get their undercollar buttons. So I am officially a polo free agent. I love Ralph Lauren, but if you can find me a affordable polo with undercollar buttons or a collar that will stay stiff and not look like I'm in the 70s or having a super floppy collar, I will buy your brand. So somebody find me a polo shirt that will be perfect for me.
I was just doing the math in my head. You saw my wardrobe at the Truist. The people online saw my wardrobe at the Truist. Shout out to Ethan for the fire picks. Doing the math, my entire polo wardrobe that I wore that weekend was under $100.
And you also got so you got your
I got my Callaway polos from Marshalls.
Yep.
I had my other two, the one with the skulls and everything, and my green zip one. Those were from Amazon.
Okay.
And I had my Philly sweater vest and the button down underneath of it. Sweater vest was on clearance on MLB Shop, and the button down was from Marshalls.
Yeah, like you got to be able to capitalize on.
Like I had an entire week's worth of tops for an entire golf tournament, like under or just above $100. Some people are spending that on one polo. Yeah. That's crazy. I need to know the worst part is that became acceptable.
The worst part is for all of this too is that the golf industry as a whole, and I was talking to Ray Williams at the Truist during Creator Classic Day, And I'm like, hey, look, like, what do you make of the whole like athleisure run? Like everyone that like everyone's on. Like obviously there are brands that talked about manners, students. You would actually like a lot of these like smaller niche brands that aren't the big time guys, because like they make really good quality stuff. And yeah, it's a little expensive, but they make it like Devereaux is a very good example, right? They've kind of fall under that category. They make affordable clothing. The polos are like 65, 70 bucks, which is good. You can get a little discount code. You save some money. They have sales going all the time. But like athleisure as a fabric and like elastane and nylon, why are we now paying a premium for something that 25 years ago was A, not acceptable in the golf course, but B, cost so little? Like now all of a sudden every single brand, Viore, Athleta, Fabletics, Lululemon, like what Max Homa wears on the golf course, his outfit is $400. And like again, look, like there are some things you get what you pay for. Like for example, right? You look at Jason Day, and he's probably the flyest guy on tour, right? Stephen Malbin's making Malbin apparel that is actually really good, durable, high quality, but it's going to cost you some good money. But also, it's going to hold up for 5, 6, 7 years. You buy some things, dude. Like Lululemon, sure, it's great, but like, is it really worth $100 for a pair of pants?
No.
Are they really going to hold up for 10, 15 years if you wear them every single day? It doesn't really happen. So like, why are we paying out the ass for golf course apparel that 20 years ago cost you next to nothing? And like I always say this with friends, right? Once the white girl discovered the Carhartt beanie, Carhartt went from the $20 t-shirt brand to all of a sudden $50 and you can find it in Dick's Sporting Goods. We treat Champion like it's vintage. You can go to a Bob's discount store, not the furniture store, Bob's store, and you were able to get Champion for like $10. Russell Athletic was really big in the 90s. It dipped off. Now all of a sudden it's vintage apparel. Like when did these like cheap brands all of a sudden become $100, $200 brands like Supreme, like small batch brands? And for what?
And like
the
I'll
quality
give
isn't good.
A brand like Champion credit, like they're the official jersey partner of the PLL and everything, but like they do it right. Like they're not charging you hand over fist for what they're doing, on top of having like league branded logos and everything on it. Like the fact that we're paying for a logo or for a brand on a polo now is lunacy. And I just want to I want to talk to whoever decided to say, yeah, this is normal. This is the status quo. The little tiny logo that we stitch onto the polo, that's why you're paying $130 for a polo.
You know what the problem is too? Take a brand like Holderness and Bourne, right? They're a smaller brand. They're more recent, based up in Armonk, New York. We're close by. Very close to actually where Cam Young grew up playing golf. That's a brand where the quality is incredible. The collars are really nice and firm, but unfortunately, they're forced to price themselves in the category of everybody else at $115 just to try and keep up with the competition. And you're right. Look, I will admit I'm a brand guy to an nth degree. I believe what you're getting, what you pay for. I buy Ralph Lauren because I've had these polos for 8 years, and they are still great. Should I be paying $100 for it? No, which is why I exclusively buy them on sale whenever they're around. But unfortunately, sales are hard to come by. But now it's like every single golf brand, I cannot find a sale or I can't find a brick and mortar store to buy them in. So I'm forced to go e-commerce. And honestly, if it comes to like buying online, I'd rather go on Amazon and try and find something better. If I can find an equivalent, the quality isn't as good, but at least I know if I don't like it, I can return it easily. Like the industry on returns sucks because half the time they don't give you the right return stuff. You have to go to the UPS store and pay money to package it to send it back. Now you're wasting money at that point. Like that, the whole e-commerce system that we have, I miss the brick and mortar store. I miss going to like the PGA Superstore is great for a reason, but they're so few and far between. And unfortunately, they don't have all the stock that you really want. That's really the problem. They've capitalized on the idea that you're going to buy stuff and then you're never going to return it, even though you want to return it. Capitalism, man, it sucks. But one day we'll start a brand, an apparel line, solely for the golfer. It's going to be one of my ventures that I'm going to start with Underground Sports. We're going to create affordable golf apparel that actually works for people.
And hey, I know we'll talk about them later, but shout out to fucking Acorn Hills, man, because they're doing it the right way.
Exactly.
They're not bending you over hand over fist, and they're helping the environment.
And not for nothing. And in talking to Nate about this, I can't give him enough credit. I'm like, hey, like, where do you get your stuff from? He's like, dude, we use the same manufacturers as the big time brands, like anything from FootJoy to G4, Red Vanley, you name it. Like they go through the same manufacturing plants. Couldn't disclose them exactly, and they're different for every like polo or shirt they use. But he's like, I'm only going to charge you. It costs, let's say, $15 a polo to make. I'm going to sell it to you for like $55. Like, yeah, it's a big markup, but that's just how like business is.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you're getting a polo
terrible.
for $50, yeah, but like $50 for a polo that's like made by the same people who make like Peter Millar,
right?
That's $100 difference all of a sudden in a polo, or a $60 difference. That's massive. It's absurd. Yeah, no, the industry has gotten too far in. We got to get Ray back on to talk about it and see if we can find a way to lower the costs. Man,
he's the man.
Man's exceptional. Man is absolutely exceptional. Let's take a break. Let's get into the good stuff of the week. Got a lot to get to. A loaded show right here on Get in the Hole. Get in the Hole is brought to you by our amazing merch partners, PHI Apparel Company. With their unique designs for all, there's no doubt in our minds you will stand out in the crowd. Rep your favorite golf podcast and get your official Get in the Hole shirts and hoodies at phiapparel.co. When you check out, use code UNDERGROUND to get 10% off your entire order. Again, that's code UNDERGROUND for 10% off your next merch order at phiapparel.co. Stand out in the crowd, on the course, at the 19th hole, or quite frankly, anywhere with the official merch partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Woo-wee, baby. We are here. It's Tour Championship week right here on Get in the Hole. And welcome in to the Get in the Hole podcast presented by Underground Sports Philadelphia, streaming live from the Underground Sports Podcast Network on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you can get your favorite shows. We're bringing you all the news insights and betting tips from across the golfing world. We got PGA news this week, Tour Championship in the mist at East Lake this week. We got Creator Classic stuff happening. Ryder Cup info is filing in as we're only a couple of weeks away from the biggest tournament in golf. And of course, some live golf news as well. But before we hit the ground running, let's talk about some awesome folks who, by the way, for apparel are not absolutely demolishing your wallet. 47 brand, continuing to give you the best overall quality headwear and apparel. And honestly, like, yeah, the cost of t-shirts have risen a little bit, but like, again, you get what you pay for. A $40 t-shirt from 47 brand goes a long way.
Those things
it holds up for years.
So comfortable. Like,
they hold up forever.
Not even exaggerating. Like, some of the most comfortable shirts I own are my 47 brand, like, apparel. They are soft, lightweight, genuinely, like, I love this company so much. Like, they are truly the best. It's not even funny.
Yeah, no, like they are hands down the best. And of course, they're giving you some of the best partnerships in all of sport. I mean, of course, we've been mentioning it for weeks, and it's amazing how it's still available in their store. The Carhartt collab, like we had mentioned earlier, like once the white girl found the Carhartt beanie, Carhartt just shot up. But it's still some of the best quality clothes you can get. Granted, now it's a lot more expensive, but their Carhartt collab, only about $40 for a hat. Really great quality in their apparel. You can check out Bryce Harper, who's rocking his Phillies hat. Of course, they have their entire golf collection. Their new contemporary basics are out. Awesome, really solid stuff, according to some friends of mine who have purchased some things. Of course, as the college season rolls around, you can get your college apparel stuff. And TGL announced their opening night. You can get your hands on the official hatwear sponsor of the TGL 47 brand. Check the link in our description to get your hands on some 47 brand free shipping when you create an account with our boys at 47 brand. Anything from the Big Four to NASCAR, golf, and beyond, they got it for you at 47 brand.
So what we getting done today?
The usual.
My mama told me before I left my town. My mama told me
Perfect.
I'm going home.
KB, talk about magic, man. Magic from 47's pushing out to magic on the golf course. The BMW this weekend once again capped off by what can only be described as Scottie Scheffler magic once more. An 80-foot chip to put the nail in the coffin on Bobby McIntyre. It kind of gave you what we're hoping to see Ryder Cup wise, like a one-on-one match right there. You nail an 80-footer for a big bird. You lock in the big win, his 5th win of the year. Like, Scottie Scheffler is now so primed to not only go into the Ryder Cup really strong. I mean, let's be honest, the guy's been just on a generational run. I just checked the Data Golf World Rankings. He's officially at a 3.3 strokes gained total. Still second all time, still 0.5 off of Tiger, but it continues to inch closer and closer to what Tiger Woods was at his absolute peak back in the mid-2000s. For reference on how good Scottie Scheffler has been, since he played Augusta National, right, and won the Masters, 5 wins, he's won 2 majors, he was top 10 in every single event he's played. Every single event. The Masters, the Heritage, the Byron Nelson when he won, the PGA when he won, the Memorial, which he won as well, the Charles Schwab, the U.S. Open, the Travelers, the Genesis, the Open, the FedEx St. Jude. Come on, man.
He has so many
generational run
Ryder Cup points. He qualified for the Ryder Cup twice.
I made a joke to some friends. I'm like, at this point, dude, Scottie should just go play the 4-ball or go play the all shot alone. Just play a 1-on-2.
He should be able to play twice.
Yeah, I'm saying he should be his own team of 2 versus whoever Team Europe and Luke Donald want to throw out there. He's like, I don't think anybody in the history of the Ryder Cup has qualified double, which is like absurd. People are making jokes that Scottie Scheffler's he's already secured himself on the President's Cup team next year, and on top of that is probably already in the running to make the Ryder Cup team the following year, even if he doesn't play an event for the next year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just absolutely insane. Like, and it's so nice to see Scottie back. I mean, again, it's hard to say like, oh, he's back, right? Because he never really left. When you finish top 10 in 14 straight events and you have 5 wins in only about 10 or 11 weeks, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, he's back. The guy's been the world #1 ranked player in the world for going on 2 years. Once we roll around to the month of September, and the numbers just speak for itself, right? He has gained over 2.5 strokes in every single event dating back to the RBC Heritage. He's been on an absolute tear. In his wins, he gains over 4.5 strokes on the total across the field. The accuracy has gotten better week in and week out. The distance has gotten even better. The approach game, and then the putter. Like, we got to go back. I forget who it was. It might have been Colin Morikawa who told Scottie Scheffler 2-3 years ago, hey, switch to a mallet putter and see if you like it. And that just was the catalyst for a absurd run. And ironic that if it was Colin Morikawa, I could be wrong. But ironic to see that when Colin Morikawa tells him this, Scottie goes on a generational putting run, and Colin seems to not lose his putting acumen and goes on his 35 different putter trek and traverse to try and find his game. But yeah, Scottie magic at the BMW, cannot talk any differently about it. The putter wasn't necessarily there. It was one of his worst putting performances on the year. Gained less than just about 2/3 of a stroke, but the approach play was phenomenal. Proximity to the hole was incredible. Once again, a dominant week from Scottie Scheffler. Dominant week, honestly, from a lot of guys in this field. And it's so challenging it's tough to see the field that now remains for the Tour Championship because so many guys played well and so many guys came up just a little bit short. And it's so sad to see, right? We look at guys who finished in the top 10, like Ricky Fowler, finishing outside of the top 30, started in 48th position. He jumped all the way to 32nd. He needed a top 3 finish, just couldn't get it. He finishes 32nd. Michael Kim started out 42nd on the week. He finished top 10. He finishes 31st, right behind the number. Matt Fitzpatrick started in 40th, has had a generational run in the last 8 weeks, finished at 34th. Siwoo Kim started at 41st. He couldn't get enough despite a top 20 finish, finished 37th. Then you got guys like Harry Hall, who we're going to talk about Harry Hall in a second. But at this point, Luke Donald may have no reason to not put him on the Ryder Cup roster as the last guy in the field. Thomas Dietrich finished third to last this week. Harry Hall with another top 10, his 11th consecutive top 30 finish. He started the week at 45th. He squeaks in at 26th, makes his first ever Tour Championship appearance. Absolutely amazing. Akshay Bhatia, a lip out essentially on the 17th hole, left him on the outside looking in. He manages to squeak in on the number at 30th. But again, a lot of strong performances for guys to maintain their placement, keep them in it. Bobby Mack went from 20th to 9th. Matt McNeely jumped 5 spots in his final drive to try and make the Ryder Cup team. But unfortunately, for some guys, we mentioned Michael Kim, Ricky Fowler, Taylor Pendrith, Matt Fitzpatrick, Kurt Kitayama, Lucas Glover, Siwoo Kim, Denny McCarthy, Jason Day. Surprise from Xander Schauffele, missing his first FedEx Cup Championship in a while. Daniel Berger withdrew. He started the week at 33rd. He dropped all the way to 45th to fall out. But a few names that we'll not be seeing at East Lake with some surprises mixed in. Jacob Bridgman making his first Tour Championship final. Chris Gotterup in his first big time year, he makes it into the top 30. And most of the other guys you probably should know. But it's going to be a really interesting week at the Tour Championship. But the biggest story outside of Scottie Scheffler winning this week is now we finally have our locks for the Ryder Cup. It is official. It is locked in stone. 6 players for Team USA, 5 players for the Europeans. It has not moved very much from what we talked about in the last few weeks, but officially joining the USA and Keegan Bradley at Bethpage, Scottie Scheffler, JJ Spawn, Xander Schauffele, despite missing the FedEx Cup final, Russell Henley, Harris English, and Bryson DeChambeau on the European side, Rory McIlroy, Robert McIntyre, Tommy Fleetwood, Justin Rose, and Tyrrell Hatton will all head to Bethpage to try and defend the title for Team Europe. The question is now, who are your last 6 in for the Americans? Who are your last 7 in for the Europeans? And we've talked about it last week. You had brought up the fact that Andrew Novak deserves to be here. I gave reasons for why I believe Cameron Young could be on this team, why Chris Gotterup could be on this team, Patrick Cantlay, Sam Burns, Daniel Berger for a short time until he withdrew this past week to lose out on it. Has anything changed, in your opinion, week over week to say, hey, this guy has now officially made his mark to be on this team next in a few weeks?
I mean, I still think Andrew Novak should be on the team. Just he's been wildly consistent. I still don't trust Colin. Like, I know he's got the points, but like,
yeah,
you can't. You just, like, the way he has played has been so unbelievably inconsistent to bad. Like, he can't be the number 8 player on this roster right now in terms of the final 6. I mean, it's tough, but like I'm so out on Colin being on this team, and that's like no slight to him. He just has not been good, and like if we're gonna award mediocrity, like what is the point of like having your best roster to go toe to toe in something that is wildly important in the golf world? If we're going to award mediocrity, like you can't have participation trophies, especially in the Ryder Cup.
So like, this is where I think Keegan Bradley's job gets so significantly challenging. It's definitive right now that JT will be on this team. He's had a tremendous year. He deserves to be there. Part of me also wants to take this moment to say, should the Ryder Cup point values change a little bit? I mentioned this when Spawn won the U.S. Open. Like, oh, is JJ Spawn that guy that should be an automatic qualifier, even though his one win on the year was at Oakmont? Like, just because it's a major, does he deserve the shot? He's proven me wrong. He's had a great run over the last 5 or 6 weeks. That has given me reason to believe that Spawn could be a sneaky rookie on this team. When you look at someone like Colin Morikawa, and Golf Digest put out a whole tweet like who should be of the veterans and rookies that are available, right? I've been going back and forth with you for the last couple of weeks, and like the mixture of rookies to veterans on this team is going to be really important. And I think at this point, definitively, Keegan Bradley is currently 11th on the points list. I still think Keegan should be on this team. I think my bold prediction is that Keegan will be on the team and he will relinquish his captaincy duties to Jim Furyk. We can also talk about what Rory said about how he doesn't think a player can be the captain of a Ryder Cup team. And there's a reason that it hasn't happened since Arnold Palmer to do it. But will that fuel him even more to be a player captain? Maybe. I wouldn't mind Keegan Bradley to be both a player and a captain all at the same time and just have Furyk coach everybody else while Keegan's out playing. I think it's totally fine. Jim Furyk's been in a million of these. He's won a ton. He understands what it takes. But the more I look at this team, rookies, Russell Henley, Spawn, you're going to have great veteran leadership from Harris English, Bryson, Scottie and Xander, and JT. You're going to have Ben Griffin on the team. It's definitive. He has been tremendous the whole year. He's been great, so long as he doesn't overdose on creatine again like he did earlier in the week. Matt McNeely had a really good final charge. I don't know if he's going to make the team or not, but that's a second rookie that might end up on the roster. Now you have 3 more spots. Keegan's your other veteran here. They had Golf just put out a chart comparing a bunch of the guys who are veterans, and I thought it was really interesting. They compared the stats over the year of Spieth, Ricky Fowler, Colin Morikawa, Patrick Cantlay, and Sam Burns. Now, Ricky's had back-to-back top 10 weeks. He's kind of fought his way into the recency bias conversation. Patrick Cantlay has been miserable the entirety of the year. He's been very up and down, back and forth, very similar to Colin Morikawa in that sense. But like Jordan Spieth, for example, right, who I don't think will be on the team, he has had 8 top 25s this year, 4 top 10s. In his career in the Ryder Cup, he's 8, 9, and 5. Ricky Fowler, he's had 9 top 25s, so 1 more than Jordan, 1 less top 10 than Jordan, and he's 3, 9, and 5 in the Ryder Cup, which surprised me actually. I didn't realize that Ricky didn't have a good track record in the Ryder Cup. Colin, 11 top 25s, 4 top 10s. It's the only reason why he's gotten to where he is right now. He's 4, 3, and 1 in the Ryder Cup. Patrick Cantlay, 9 top 25s, 4 top 10s, a 5, 2, and 1 record in the Ryder Cup. And then Sam Burns, 11 top 25s, 5 top 10s. He's the most illustrious of the entirety of the group, but a 1 and 2 record in the Ryder Cup. Those stats tell me a lot of things. Number one tells me that just because he finished top 25 and top 10 a lot over the year, they're all in very similar spots, and they're all very much spread out all over this list. So just because Colin Morikawa has 11 top 25s and 4 top 10s should not give me a reason to put him on this team, because the consistency has not been there. Yes, he's played enough to keep himself in events. Finished top 15 at the Travelers, the Memorial, the Truist, the FedEx St. Jude. He's played well where it matters. But he is going to be a product of who you pair him with. You see, when he won with Dustin Johnson at Whistling Straits, DJ was incredible that entire week. They worked out really well. Might not be the same thing for Colin Morikawa. It depends on who you're going to pair him with. Those final 3 spots, in my opinion, as of right now, I think it's definitive that along with Ben Griffin, Justin Thomas, and Keegan Bradley, I think you're bringing Cameron Young to the Ryder Cup. I think the local guy, relatively local, who has had a recency success that is a lot different than a lot of the guys that are currently on this list. You could point at Chris Gotterup's great form in Europe. It isn't the same when he came back to the States. In 3 weeks, Cameron Young's won, finished 5th, and finished 11th at 3 really hard golf courses He finished 4th at the U.S. Open, 4th at the Canadian Open. Oakmont's a lot like Bethpage. I think his driving distance really works. Cameron Young should be here because he's a really good driver of the ball. He hits it super far, and he putts really well, which is going to be really important in a match play scenario. I think Patrick Cantlay, despite the bad form, I still think makes the team. Like, you put him in a singles match, he's the most fired up player that they have. And he's a sneaky, sneaky guy to play. That final spot, I still think goes to Sam Burns. The putting is going to be tremendous. The driving is necessary. And unfortunately, I just don't think you can have another rookie on this team outside of the 3 or 4 that you're already going to have with Spawn, Henley, Griffin, and Cameron Young. So I'm sorry, Andrew Novak. Also, he shot 21 over par, finished dead last this past week. Maybe it was just the golf course. I don't know. But Matt McNeely has not done enough outside of this past week to fight his way there, even though he's 10th on the board. I don't think Brian Harmon is made for this golf course. Wyndham Clark shouldn't be there. Nobody else there. The only other guy who I would give nod to is Goddard for the recency. But I can't have Colin Morikawa on this team. I can't have Andrew Novak on this team. You got to go with the guys who have been hot, who have been consistent. And maybe some of these guys haven't played together, but you put them in individual situations where they can thrive. They have the game to beat some of Europe's best. Anything could happen in a singles match. And we already know the guys who are going to be paired up on those 4-ball and all shot days. Scottie's probably going to be with Bryson. They were together at Whistling Straits. It makes sense. Harris English has played with almost everybody. He's a utility man of utility men. Xander is going to play with Cantlay. That's how it's going to be. That's how it's been for the last 4 Ryder Cups. Justin Thomas, can play with almost anybody. I think that, like, with the composition of this team, it's tough for me to put Colin Morikawa on. And that's not even talking about the fact that he's gone through 30 different putters and 4 different caddies, and he's fired coaches and hired coaches and moved on from guys. Too much movement for me to be comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I'm sorry. And I'm probably odds are Colin Morikawa is going to go in and make this team. But I think that might be the biggest mistake that Keegan makes. And I hope I'm wrong. Because I hope when you put Colin in a team situation or an individual situation that he shines the brightest. Because he's proven it to a degree in individual stroke play. But match play is a whole different game, man. In terms of the European side, I mean, it's quite clear who the team will be. We've been talking about it for weeks. Lowry will be there. Strachan will be there. Just about everybody in the top 12 will be there with the exception of probably Rasmus Højgaard and Matt Wallace. Who that 11th and 12th man is, I think, is John Rahm. That's pretty clear. He's currently 23rd on the list. And I think it's Harry Hall, man. 11 straight top 30s. Harry Hall has been the best European putter on earth in the last, call it year and a half. Like, he's been filthy. I don't know how you put Matt Wallace or Tom Dietrich or Marco Penge or Aaron Rai over Harry Hall at this point. He has to be there.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like as talented as the European team is, their job is way more carved out for who and when and why is going to make their team versus what Keegan has to do.
Yeah. And I mean, look, of course, there's the caveat of the player captain piece, right? That's always something to think about. Keegan said originally he didn't want to make the team if he didn't earn it outright. And yeah, he's on the outside, right? He's 11th of the 12. But the Europeans have it kind of easy because you kind of know who the best players are. You don't have this we're seeing a breakout from young random people like Spawn breaking out at 35, Ben Griffin breaking out in his late 20s. The European side, with the exception of maybe Bobby McIntyre, but he's been here. He was here 2 years ago. He knows how to play. The kid's good. Yeah, he's having a breakout year, but not for nothing. The kid's been here before. The kid knows how it is He has 3 runner-ups this year at the BMW, at the U.S. Open. Like, the only real shock, I guess you could say, is Justin Rose, because Justin Rose didn't qualify 2 years ago, but here he is having a resurgent year, bordering 40 years old. But either way, he was going to be on the team. Like, the problem with the USA is that beginning of the year, if you told me that Spawn and Henley and Harris English returning from an injury after 2 years has kind of been on and off are going to be on this team, I'd be like, who knows? English maybe. Like, Henley's really good, but Henley doesn't win. So it isn't like jump off the page. That's all of a sudden creating the problems. And then you have, of course, the Collin thing. Jordan Spieth isn't the player that he once was. Ricky Fowler isn't the player he once was. Wyndham Clark is on the swan song still from winning the U.S. Open 2 years ago. Brian Harman is there because he had a really good run at the Open last year. Cantlay hasn't played his best. Burns hasn't played his best. Akshay Bhatia did not have a great year. There's a lot of names that just kind of like last year, 2 years ago, it was a little bit easier to carve this team out. You knew who you wanted, and like the boys club thing, like it was still well known who was going to be on this team. There was 2 spots that was up for contention. There are 5 spots on the American side that are up for contention. And who knows? Like, for all we know, Keegan might shock us. And he might say, you know what, I'm not going to play. And if he does, then that's going to really open the door. Who the hell knows what's going to happen then? But we still don't know.
It is fascinating. And quite frankly, glad it's not my job.
And I think the worst part is that we already know what's at stake for the U.S., right? They've struggled in the Ryder Cup in years past. Yes, they won at Whistling Straits. So prior to that, it hasn't been a very pretty sight for American golf in Ryder Cups. The European side is a lot more carved. They're a lot more polished. They have rolls. And this actually goes back to our like Ralph Lauren thing, right? Bold and brash versus like clean cut and old money aesthetic vibe in Europe. The Europeans, they're kind of coasting. They don't seem to have a lot of stress going on. And maybe it's the media, being that we're in America and we're not focusing on what's happening in Europe. But it seems like every single day the story is, who's Keegan going to pick? Is Jordan Spieth going to be on the team? Is like, who's the next new guy to be on the USA team? The USA, it almost feels like they're kind of like under the gun here to not only perform well, but to pick the right team. And it's so hard to pick the right team. And like it's a dumb thing to say, right? But no matter what Keegan Bradley does, if he doesn't pick the team that's going to win, he's going to get crucified for it. So like, how do you realistically pick the right team? And like, does that mean not picking Collin Morikawa? Does it mean going for the home run and taking somebody totally out of left field? Not for nothing, he's been completely under the radar the entirety of the year, and he's not anywhere close on the list. But he's managed to like stick around enough to have finished in the top 40 this year. But like Tom Hoagie was the most middle of the road player, but he was a rock. You knew he was going to finish top 40 every single week. Like, is that what you're looking for? Consistency? Or do you want like the boomer bust factor? What are you looking for in this case to try and beat the European team who knows their role and they know what they have to do to get it done because they've done it before? And it's essentially an unchanged team from 2 years ago, minus a couple of pieces. It's tough. It really is.
It's wild.
But hopefully throughout the week we'll get a better glimpse and see who will be on this team. I think the announcement should be coming in the next week and a half or so. So hopefully by Monday we'll have more definitives. The Ryder Cup tees off in just under a month. They will be teeing off at Bethpage the weekend of September 25th, 26th, and 27th. Oh, jeez. We're like right under the gun here. But you know what? There is one more thing that came out to only add on to the overall allure of the calendar this year. The TGL opening night, baby. December 28th.
Not only December 28th on ABC, Steve.
I think the craziest part about this is that not only are we getting a championship rematch between Atlanta Drive and the New York Golf Club, but the 28th, there's a whole slate of football happening that day.
Sunday, December 28th.
Like we have an entire
ABC.
Like we got flex schedules, sure, but let's just analyze, right? Who's playing on Sunday? Who are they going to be competing with? Well, the Steelers are playing the Browns. Does it really matter? I don't really know. The Saints are playing Tennessee. Jacksonville's playing Indianapolis. All right, there's 3 snoozers right there. Tampa Bay and Miami could have some playoff implications. New England versus the Jets. I don't know. Could it be a wash? We'll see. Philadelphia, Buffalo at 425. That's a heavyweight battle.
But that's after TGL kicks off.
I think this is actually the greatest thing the TGL can do. Because truth be told, I think the TGL can outpace every single 1 o'clock game on the schedule.
Yeah, and there's the benefit they get is that it's the week of Christmas. There's 3 Christmas Day games. There's games on the Saturday, which is like half of the schedule that week, are playing on the 27th rather than the 28th. And like you said, Buccaneers, Dolphins, who really cares unless you live in Florida, quite honestly.
There could be some playoff implications there, but probably not.
Probably not. Patriots, Jets.
That's probably the most compelling game there.
Steelers, Browns, Jaguars, Colts, Saints, Titans. No one really cares about 90% of that. Bills, Eagles is the headline, but it's an hour and 25 minutes after TGL gets started. And I believe that game is on CBS, if I'm not mistaken. I would assume.
They're on Fox.
Okay, so it's on Fox. TGL's on ABC.
Yeah.
Like, you're also talking about no real, like, big time NBA because Christmas Day will have already happened.
Yep.
So, like, the pomp and circumstance of that is done. It's a Sunday. And what are people going to be looking for in between the 1 o'clock slate of football and the 425 game? That is a standalone game, mind you. That's the only game on at 425 on December 28th. Because then the next game is Sunday Night Football.
And realistically, if we even care about the NBA, because we can mention it, no game is happening during the TGL opening day. First game of the NBA slate on Sunday is 3:30, Golden State, Toronto, and Philly OKC. So like really, it's only a regional game if you care about it.
This is why we play. This is
Bob
smart
Iger,
scheduling. This is genius.
Bob Iger sat the TGL people down in a room and said, "We are going to fuck them in the ass.
You're in my clubhouse now.
We are going to ruin CBS and Fox's day on Sunday, and we are going to take over the Sunday slate. This is TGL territory."
I love this. Steve, as I'm looking at the marketing of this announcement, one thing has come to mind.
Yeah.
You tell me, forget if we've talked about this, so if we have, I apologize. Teams in the TGL should be wearing team hats with the sponsors on the sides of the hat.
I agree with that. I think that they should be wearing their team and then have their sponsors wherever they pay for it. But it should be a team logo. Also, by the way, in doing some more independent research, there's also no bowl games happening on Sunday.
Amazing.
Just in case you were curious, the bulk of the major bowl games are happening on Saturday. So legitimately, they're going to be the only show in town unless you really care about the Buccaneers, which I'm telling you right now, most people don't care about them.
No,
and that
unless you're playing fantasy football.
Game. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I'll be watching fantasy football, watching Billy Horschel do the Dirty Bird on TGL Sunday, and I'll be more than happy to do it.
Rocks.
Absolutely rocks. I'm so happy. And the best part was that a TGL was advertised originally as after the NCAA season is over, now we take over Monday nights. The weekend after the Natty, They said, screw it. Let's capitalize on the opportunity now and go balls to the wall here on a Sunday, national network TV, push everything aside. And you know what? Like, we joke about this. LIVGolf has not managed to overtake any sort of PGA Tour scheduling. LIVGolf hasn't scheduled a event in like on a week for the PGA Tour that like no one really watches. Like, you could very well have like set one up for like the Myrtle Beach Classic or the Mexico Open, but no, they didn't want to do that. TGL did it right.
Mm-hmm.
They
the fact that
knocked
it's on
out of the park.
ABC. Like, I don't think,
Yes.
correct me if I'm wrong in the comments or whatever, I don't think a single TGL matchup was on ABC last year.
It was all ESPN2.
Yeah. So the
And
fact
on
that
top of
you're
that
getting...
too, the problem is too, all ESPN2, and on top of that, was on a Monday or a Tuesday immediately superseding or preceding a college basketball game or a pro basketball game.
So now you're getting ahead of that where people are going to know you exist, the people that didn't know prior.
Yep.
You know, how many people tuned in season 1 potentially that weren't diehard golf fans? And again, I'm going to talk about this in PLL ways because it's very similar, but now you're getting it on ABC. Things that I watch with the PLL and when they flex games and it's on ABC, the numbers are through the goddamn roof when those games are on ABC at 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. The fact that you're getting it on Sunday, sandwiched in between the 2 time slots of the NFL in peak NFL season, playoff scenarios are happening. You have Eagles, Bills right after this. Like, the fact that you have it on basic network cable for the world to see. If you have a TV, you have ABC. Okay, that's the benefit of this as well. This is so smart. Whoever found a way to get this on ABC's radar and get this on, you know, basic cable television like that, genius move. You are a rock star. And I'm pumped because genuinely, like, this is the golf that I appreciate the PGA Tour. I enjoy, you know, watching, you know, the big events and everything and going to the events we've been able to go to. I am dialed for TGL. And when Philadelphia gets a goddamn team, it's a fucking wrap, okay? I'm going to be the most diehard Philadelphia TGL fan there has ever been. But just watching the few matches that I was able to catch last year, it's awesome. Give it a shot. This is your opportunity to do it. Sunday, December 28th on ABC, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Put the TGL. This is not even an ad. I'm just trying to help the casual golf fan, the person who wants a little bit of zest, a little bit of excitement. Mm-hmm. It's so goddamn fun. Steve, when we live streamed the championship, that was cinema.
Yeah.
That was cinema. And, like, this just has a chance to, like, curate a rivalry now with Atlanta, with New York. It's 8 of the best golfers, you know, on the planet, not named Scottie Scheffler. Like, it rocks. You get the defending champion, a championship rematch. That's how you do it in sports, too. That's also smart. You get a championship game rematch. Mwah. Beautiful job by everyone at the TGL. And guess what, everyone? Has the TGL ever slid in your DMs to say that they appreciate you? I don't think so. Shout out to the TGL admin. Let's work together. Let's make some stuff happen. I am the biggest TGL fan on the planet. I guarantee it.
The best part is too is that you put it at 3 o'clock. You know it's going to be snoozers across the 1 o'clock slate. And let's be honest, right? This is besides the whole TGL point, right? It's an ABC game. If you're not intrigued by the TGL either, let's be honest, you're not going to watch the games. You're going to go on Red Zone. That's now owned by ESPN. ESPN and ABC, they're just cornering the market at this point. They're like, we don't want to actually watch these 1 o'clock games. Just show us the highlights, show us Red Zone, so you can watch the touchdowns if there even is any. Or if it's a real absolute clunker, you get an hour and 25 minutes. It might curtail a little bit towards the back end. They probably should have done a little more like 2:30 maybe, just so this way you're not up against the Eagles-Bills game. But you're going to get the viewers for at least an hour and a half. The event goes for about 2 hours. If you can keep them on hand for an hour and a half, it's pretty damn good. So congrats to the TGL. Great stuff. Super excited. I marked the calendar in my kitchen already. On December 28th, I'm watching the TGL at 3:00. That's it.
I'm so stoked.
All I want.
When they said to turn the notifications on, I was like, here we go. What do we got cooking? And whoever is in charge of scheduling, in charge of the marketing for TGL, they are geniuses.
Bravo.
We would love to have you on the show to talk about just this process, because getting something like this on ABC, newsflash, is not an easy thing either. That is not an easy thing to pitch a 3 p.m. time slot on an NFL Sunday when you don't have an NFL game, and taking a risk like this takes a lot of stones. And kudos to the TGL, kudos to Disney and ABC for saying, yeah, let's do it, and get a jump start on people figuring out what the TGL is if they don't already know. That way, when the full season is in swing, no pun intended, they're going to know when to tune in. They're going to know, hey, this is pretty sweet. And even if you gain 2% of a new audience, that's a win.
That's a win.
That's a massive win. And that's what this matchup in particular, is going to have a chance to do.
Spent the weekend in Virginia, had no service. I wake up to your text as I hit the road, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Get the notification in the car as I'm driving. I literally go, whoa! Over the moon. So excited to talk to you about it. Really great stuff. We're going to take a short break. On the other side, let's get into our shout-outs of the week. We'll chat a little bit about who's the first 5 in, last 5 out. A big-time shout-out to the PGA Tour Policy Board this week. We had some awesome anniversary shout-outs, some birthday shouts, some live golf news, and, of course, the final beer money of the 2025 season at the Tour Championship. For KB and Steve, we'll be right back right here on Get.
Subscribe to get in the whole pod.
Welcome back into Get in the Hole, presented by everybody. 47 brand. Acorn Hills, who we're going to talk about right now. Tomahawk Shades. Some of the best sponsors out there. But let's get into it. Shout out to the week. Oh my God, I pressed the wrong thing. Holy crap. Shout out to the week, presented by Acorn Hills. Great podcasting from me, your boy. Struggling today. I drove from Virginia at 8 in the morning, and I barely even slept. Couldn't even have a Wawa. Okay, I was like, I want Chick-fil-A, and I'm like, girl, we need Wawa. Couldn't get
I love
the
a
fix.
Wawa.
Couldn't get the fix from Wawa. Anywho, shout out to the week, presented by Acorn Hills, the best merch partners that we could possibly talk about, right? Golf's too expensive, man. Get a little bit cheaper and save the environment all at the same time with Acorn Hills. They are changing clothing through conservation, offering eco-friendly packaging, materials, and clothing tags on styles that you'll love. The summer is fading away, guys. It's already the middle of August. Ryder Cup season is coming. Get ready for the fall weather with Acorn Hills. Some of the best quarter zips to have dropped. Awesome sale selection. You can get all of it with code GITH15. That's Getting the Hole 15 for 15% off your next order at acornhillscode.com. Again, GITH15 for 15% off your next order at acornhillscode.com. And look your best from the ground up. We started our shout outs with the last 5 guys who have made the field this week at the Tour Championship. We have mentioned their names earlier. And ultimately, I'm really excited because they have a very unique opportunity that most people don't really have. And we'll talk more about what the opportunity is in a little bit. But I want to give those shout outs to Harry Hall, Jacob Bridgman, Sanjay Im, Chris Gotterup, and Akshay Bhatia. A few first-time guys here on this list: Gotterup, Hall, Bridgman. They're all fighting for their first ever FedEx Cup title. Akshay Bhatia fighting for his second. Sanjay's been a veteran here in the past, so we're very excited to see what they bring to the table in the back half of the field. I do want to not jeer them per se, as the tag shows, but I want to kind of do a little in memoriam. We'll play taps in the background for when this happens.
Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah, exactly. In the arms of the angels. Michael Kim, Ricky Fowler, Taylor Pendrith, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Kirk Kitayama for all coming up just short and missing the FedEx Cup as well as Xander Schauffele, who finished all the way down in 42nd position. A very tough way to go. Jason Day finishing 41st, Daniel Berger finishing 45th, and Johnny Vegas finishing all the way in the back at 50th. So we want to give a heartfelt condolences to those guys who managed to miss out on the FedEx Cup. We'll see you guys in January.
We'll see Ricky Fowler on December 28th at 3 p.m. on ABC, actually.
And Xander Schauffele. Look at that.
Yeah.
You'll see them thing. Actually, you probably will also see Xander Schauffele at the Pro Tour Championship in a few weeks because Keegan Bradley has the whole Ryder Cup team playing in the Pro Tour as a warm-up. And they're all going to be paired together. The only person who won't be there is Bryson DeChambeau, though, because he applied to play, and they were like, bro, did you forget you're on LIV? Tough.
That's crazy.
And then Keegan's like, bro, let him play. And then Monahan's like, fuck you. Ain't no love in Oklahoma, baby. I want to give a shout out to the PGA Tour Policy Board for the exact reason why I mentioned the last 5 guys. For the first time since 2019, we are getting rid of aggregate strokes at the Tour Championship. That means that Jacob Bridgman has as much of a shot to win the FedEx Cup than Scottie Scheffler. How funny would it be for a complete no-name? Now, like, I know who Jacob Bridgman is. He's a very nice guy. But to see Jacob Bridgman or Harry Hall in his tweed cap beat Scottie Scheffler to win the FedEx Cup. Now, remember, pre-2019, the FedEx Cup champion was different than the winner at Eastlake. The winner at Eastlake wins the FedEx Cup.
Can I pitch something to you that I heard on part of my take today after I got done with my annoying day overall?
Let's hear it.
Someone emailed the boy Max, the producer of Part of My Take, to bet Tommy Fleetwood to win this weekend. How hysterical would it be for this to be Tommy Fleetwood's first win on tour?
You know what's the worst part?
You're going to do it.
I already bet on him. I did it this morning.
Can I give you a little bit more satisfaction? The guy who emailed, his name was Bob with 2 B's at the end.
I have news for you. I'm Bob. Yes, I bet Tommy Fleetwood to win. Yes, I'm betting him to win on Beer Money too. Fuck you all. There's your spoiler alert of the week. Oh, God. And if it happens, dude, I can't even say what I would do because I have a really crazy feeling that's going to happen. Ugh, fire me up.
So funny.
Yeah. So Jacob Bridgman has as good of a chance to beat Scottie Scheffler and win the FedEx Cup championship as anybody else in the field, which I think is amazing because as it used to happen, and I ran some numbers courtesy of forgetting me these numbers as well. In the history of the Ryder Cup, in the history of the, oh my God, I'm looking at the wrong thing. In the history of the FedEx Cup playoffs from 2019 to 2022, only twice has the winner on aggregate also won on gross, meaning that if there was no strokes added, he would have won outright. That was Rory in 2019 and 2022. Twice there would have been a playoff for low gross, and only once in 2024, Colin Morikawa would have won outright. So we would have had 3 outright winners, one of which didn't actually win outright. Scotty won in 2024. Colin would have won instead on gross. We'd have had 2 ties and a playoff, which would be awesome. And we would have had Rory win twice. So, you know what? 3 out of the 5 times they had this, it flopped. And honestly, probably would have been more exciting if we had 2 playoffs, because I think it would have been Hovland and would have been Kevin Na and John Rahm, and it would have been Hovland and I think Xander Schauffele, which look pretty fascinating stuff. Also really interesting to have a Kevin Na reference of all things on this show, talking about the title race. So I'm really excited for this. I think the policy board did a great job of getting rid of this because it was a stupid thing to have in the first place. And now everyone on a level field, 30 guys, the sky's the limit, which also only makes Beer Money this week that much better because the odds are incredible. You can get a guy like a Jacob Bridgman, or you can even get like at 30th Akshay Bhatia, who has the power to dominate this golf course if he places it right. to like have a really good week, and he's going to be last on the odds board for the most part. So it's a pretty good opportunity.
And you can still get Scottie at plus money.
I also bet him too this morning. Because you know what? There's only one person on earth that's going to stop Tommy Fleetwood from winning. It's going to be himself and Scottie Scheffler. Hedge the bets, right? If there was a bet for Tommy Fleetwood versus the field, I mean, the field would be like minus 20 million. But like worth noting that I would probably still take Tommy in that spot just to feel the ecstasy when he wins. It's the same thing like when I bet LIVGolf for like 17 weeks to win, and he finally won. I'm like $170 down the drain for the 1 week it hit. It worked. And I missed out on the Cameron Young thing. It's like trying to like put money down for an IPO, and when it like blows up, you have this like ecstasy and the satisfaction that like, oh, I predicted it would blow up, and then like you miss it. Like Cameron Young was my like Nvidia. Like I missed it. I missed the opportunity. Also, I'm sorry to Nvidia. I just compared you to Cameron Young. Gosh, I'm an asshole. Happy anniversary this week to the Tiger Woods, who on this week in 2018 won for the first time in 5 years, beating Billy Horschel by 2 strokes at Eastlake. The Wingate Tiger win number 80 and his 3rd victory in Atlanta. That was the final year before aggregate strokes were added. And Tiger, while winning Eastlake, did not win the FedEx Cup that year. He finished 2nd overall. Finally, birthday shout-outs of the week. I could have had a myriad of people, but I chose to go with the easy out this week. Want to give a birthday shout-out to JJ Spawn. He turns 36 this week, and what can only be described as one of the most impressive breakouts we've seen in a long time. Spawn jumped from the mid-70s in the OWGR to top 10 in only 5 months, locking in 6 top 10s and earning his first pro win and major victory in only 1 putt, nailing a 60-footer at Oakmont to claim the U.S. Open. At 35, going on 36, Spawn is the definition of a late bloomer, but a late bloomer who brings a perspective many players can relate to. From putting yips to representing the USA in this year's Ryder Cup, I want to give a very happy 36th birthday this week to Mr. JJ Spawn. And with that, KB, I give the floor to you. Let's not go over the top on the birthdays. We got a lot of stuff to get to and little time to go, but give me the good ones.
Shorter birthday week, but first things first, the youngest birthday of the bunch, Max Charles, American actor, famously known as young Peter Parker in The Amazing Spider-Man. He was born in Dayton, Ohio on this day in 2003. Doesn't even remember 9/11, Steve. Also born on this day, Parker McKenna Posey from My Wife and Kids, born on this day in Los Angeles, California in 1995. Also born on this day, I don't know if you just said it when you were talking about your golfers, but Cameron Smith, born on this day in 1993, in old Brisbane, Australia. Also born on this day, great name here. Are you ready for this? Frances Bean Cobain, the American artist and daughter of Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love, born on this day in Los Angeles, California in 1992.
What a combo.
Born on this day, Korean rapper G-Dragon.
No idea.
Just an incredible rapper.
No clue who that is.
Born in Seoul, South Korea. Also born on this day in... Where did he go? Nate Jones, 1972, American heavyweight boxer, won the Olympic bronze in 1996. Born in Chicago, Illinois. Also born on this day, back in 1971, Jacob Vargas, the American actor known for Mi Vida Loca, born in Michoacan, Mexico. Malcolm Jamal Warner from The Cosby Show, Theo.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Recently passed.
Was born on this day in Jersey City in 1970. Also born on this day, Ed Norton in 1969.
What's a better Ed Norton movie, American History X or Fight Club?
They're both fantastic. I'll tell you, I had a class my senior year of high school that the first movie we watched was American History X.
Great movie.
It's an awesome movie.
Awesome.
Also, obviously known as the original MCU Incredible Hulk.
Yes, very good.
Also born this day in 1969, Christian Slater, born in New York City. American actor known for Robin Hood, Untamed Heart, Heathers, and more. Also born on this day is Brian Mitchell, former NFL running back for Washington, born in Leesville, Louisiana in 1968. We also have, born on this day, Kenny Walker, former American basketball player, born in Roberta, Georgia, born on this day in 1964. Also born on this day, as we round things out, American TV journalist born in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, Bob Woodruff. We also have Patrick Swayze, born on this day in 1952, known for Dirty Dancing, Ghost, singer-songwriter for She's Like the Wind, born in Houston, Texas. And I believe I have two more, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Robert Redford, born on this day in 1936. Just an absolute legend. Also born on this day in 1934, the ever-so-talented Roberto Clemente and Roman Polanski, Polish-French film director, born on this day in 1933 in Paris, France.
Very controversial, Roman Polanski.
Yes. Shelley Winters was also born on this day in 1920, American Oscar and Emmy Award-winning actress known for Lolita, A Place in the Sun, A Patch of Blue, The Poseidon Adventure, and more, born in St. Louis, Missouri. And our oldest birthday of the day is going to be, let's see here. We will go with the first Earl Russell, British Prime Minister of Whig, W-H-I-G, Whig, 1846 to 1852 and 1865 to 1866, born in Mayfair, Middlesex, born in 1792, John Russell. And our oldest birthday date dates back to 1305. Ashikaga Takauji, Japanese founder and the first shogun of the Ashikaga shogunate from 1338 to 1358, born in Ashikaga, Japan in 1305.
Don't know if you caught these. Got the pretty good ones. Caitlin Olsen, also known as the woman married to Rob McElhenney on Always Sunny, as well as Andy Samberg. I don't know if you mentioned Andy Samberg. Did you?
I did not catch Andy, but two legends that you've named there.
Andy Samberg turns 47 today. And Dennis Leary as well. Big time old school actor. Final one, though, probably the best one, and I did not realize that he did all of this. Have you ever heard of Martin Mull?
It sounds very familiar.
So he's a famous actor. A few fun things about Martin Mull. First of all, he graduated from the Rhode Island School of Design. Do you know who the mascot is for the Rhode Island School of Design?
I do not.
So they don't have a sports team. Well, they have club teams, and therefore have no mascot. If you want to go ahead and look up the Rhode Island School of Design mascot, you will actually shit your pants.
Scroty.
Yeah, the scrotum. Their mascot is a scrotum named Scroty.
That's diabolical. Absolute.
The only thing funnier is Dartmouth has a fake mascot called Keggy the Keg.
That's
Scroty, dude. Scroty the fucking scrotum. Anywho, Martin Mull, he made his career. He had a recurring role on 2.5 Men. Was also in shows like Community.
Oh, I know
on
Martin
Dads. Mull. Yes, you do know Martin Mull.
Yes.
He was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Bob's Burgers. He passed away in 2024. But his best role, in my opinion, he voiced a very special person in Yours and My Heart on a old Nickelodeon show called Danny Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
He is the voice of Vlad Plasmius, the wannabe owner of the Green Bay Packers.
Yep. He also had a recurring role on the Tom Bergeron hosted version of Hollywood Squares.
Yes. Well, he was also in Dad's. He was in Veep for a little bit. The Ranch. He had a lot of on and off recurring roles. He was also in six episodes of Arrested Development. He was in Reno 911. Family Guy for a little bit. The
American
Simpsons.
Dad.
So he was really everywhere. But yeah, Martin Mull, man, Vlad Plasmius, the wannabe owner of the Green Bay Packers. But of course, the Packers are a publicly owned company, and therefore he could not buy the team. So shout out to Martin Mull, who unfortunately passed away last year. Happy birthday to all of those awesome folks out there. Let's get into
He had a great relationship with loyal listener of the Outside the Box podcast, Mark Blutman, creator of Boyd's World.
That's so funny. That's hilarious. Some live golf news to talk about. Little quick header before we get into our beer money picks. Official relegation has just come out after the final event in Indianapolis this weekend. While I had no service in Virginia, the one thing that was available on the TV that wasn't Fox News was live golf. So got to watch that debauchery. John Rahm came back and won the event in Indianapolis, but big time names that are officially relegated from the live golf tour will need to fight their way back in qualifying. Henrik Stenson, Mito Pereira. Imagine what happened to Mito Pereira, dude. Went from runner-up at the PGA Championship to defecting with Joaquin Niemann and now is out of the league. And Anthony Kim, who, when Ben was on the show, loved AK. AK in 2 years on the live golf circuit failed to record a point. Now, I get it. Decade away from golf, had some issues with drugs. Like, what are you going to do? Got into the game, got back into it. It's challenging when you're playing guys who have been playing their whole life and when you take a decade off. But AK is officially out at live golf while the fight in qualifying. Ian Poulter was on the outside. He snuck in and finished 49th just to slip under the rug and make his way back for another year on the Majestics.
To then relegate the co-captain of the Majestics in Stenson.
Talk about giving him the fist.
Insane.
Oh, absolutely absurd. So a lot of interesting names gonna pop up in qualifying when things come around. Also, a interesting miss in relegation this year, rookie Yubin Zhang, who I had mentioned him a lot earlier in the year. He was one of the top Korean players on the KBGA. He joined up with Kevin Na and the Ironheads. Unfortunately, just was not able to maintain his place and just fell out in his first year. Might get re-signed, we'll see. But those are the big-time names who are missing out on year 3 of the LIV Golf Tour. So we'll see what happens in the drop zone. Also in the open zone, there are some guys who are moving around, a lot of those older names that you're familiar with. So we'll see what happens as LIV continues to push on. I think their team championship is coming up in just a couple of weeks. Finally, let's get into our beer money picks this week as we're an hour and a half down. Lots of time to talk about what we got happening in the world of sports betting. KB, last week was pretty good. We had a pretty damn good week last week as we're rounding out our picks. Harry Hall finished top 20. Ben Griffin finished top 10. Tommy Fleetwood with a top 5 finish. Both nailed our gimme picks of Matt Fitzpatrick and Ricky Fowler for top 20s. You came oh so close to your 4 nations. 3 of the 4 hit. Hideki let you down late. Andrew Novak let me down as Ben Griffin and Keegan Bradley both finished top 20 on the ladder, and both of our players lost in our winning picks. I also want to apologize to everybody last week. I had said that the person who I had to win this week, I chose Tara Pendrith, was 2 faux pas on my end, was fighting for a last-minute Ryder Cup selection spot, which is asinine because he's from Canada. And the other thing is, and the second thing was that I said his driving accuracy was really good, not his distance. It is, in fact, the other way around. And I said he's a really good putter. He's an average putter. So I just totally botched it. And I come to realize I meant to say Sam Burns. As I'm listening back to the tape, I go, wait a minute, I meant Sam Burns. Well, Sam Burns finished 3rd. I should have, and I didn't choose to change it.
This boy thinks Canada can qualify for the Ryder Cup.
Well, Corey Connors should be on the Ryder Cup team. I'm sorry. Like he was born in the States, but he represents Canada. Like you might as well. Corey Connors is the most American-looking Canadian I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's so real.
And he speaks like an American. He doesn't say a boot.
Well, he's not from
also,
Alberta,
by the way,
eh?
Actually, hold on. I found this one out recently. Do you know that Alberta does not have a single rat? Alberta prides itself on claiming that they don't have rats in their in the entire province.
Are we talking about street rats or rats that
Like rats?
They're gonna rat you out.
Street rats. I'm sure. Actually, you know what? Probably both, because the Canadians are too nice. They wouldn't rat people out.
Hey, Alberta's kind of tough though. You seen those edits of the old cartoons where they put Alberta accents over top of some of the characters?
Yeah. Have you ever seen Connor McDavid angry in a locker room?
I would never want to run into Brock from Pokemon with an Alberta accent.
He's Canadian.
No, but somebody dubbed that voice over top of him, and when he sends out Geodude, he's like, "Go 8-ball." I have to find the video and send it to you. It's the most hysterical shit.
Oh my god! Run the tagline for Beer Buddy, please. Tell people about Kenwood Beer.
It's our friends at Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com, use the Kenny Finder to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey areas. You can also find Kenwood Beer at your local liquor stores in those markets. And right now, if you go to their Twitter, they are currently giving away a custom Kenny #1 jersey, plus a 6-pack of Kenny's. How to win it? You like the post, comment and tag a friend who you'll split the 6-pack with. Must be 21 or older. One winner. The jersey's absolutely beautiful. They do have their Kenwood Beer jerseys for this year on sale. The Icarus jerseys that are absolutely gorgeous. I have to get this. It's just too nice. Check it out. We'll link it in the description. Again, that's kenwoodbeer.com. Must be 21 or older to do so. And of course, please drink responsibly. Steven, this year you can customize the Icarus Kenwood Beer jerseys to have a name, number.
That's sick.
Just absolutely beautiful.
I love it. We start off top 20 selections at the Tour Championship. Now, remember, field of only 30. So the odds for a top 20 are not very lucrative. However, if you pick somebody pretty far out there, you can get some pretty damn good numbers. So who do you got in the top 20 category for the Tour Championship?
For some reason, my thing is only showing me top 10 and winners.
You know, I saw top 20s earlier in the day, unless they changed it on us. I know I saw top 20 on here earlier in the day. Or I was driving through New Jersey and that's why I saw it. But you're in New Jersey, so
I'm in New Jersey.
Yeah, really weird. All right, so they only have they only have winner in top 10 now. Let me look at another sports book to see if we can get a hold of this. Great podcasting from us, by the way. We're doing just a great job right now. We are absolutely crushing it. So
yeah, they have top 10s.
FanDuel has top picks, so you can gather it there. No free ads to FanDuel, but for this week, you can follow along on FanDuel for our selections as we look at top 20 picks. Again, not very lucrative, considering Andrew Novak's the last guy in the field, and it's only minus 135. These are including ties, by the way.
Let's see. I don't have any top 20s on FanDuel.
All right, we are changing the format. We're doing it live. I feel like McAfee when they're like, we're taking it. We're not going to play in front of Palamalu. Give me 3 picks to finish top 10.
Fair. Yeah, no sports book that I even went to Odds Checker and they only had top 10s and top 5s.
God damn it! You know what? Is this as embarrassing as when for the first round of the FedEx 100 I said make
No,
him
that was
miss the
bad.
cut
That
when there
was
was
bad.
no missed cut?
That was bad.
You want to laugh? I think I did the same thing for another signature event earlier in the year. Fucking embarrassing.
Top 10 including ties. You said 3 guys?
Yeah, we'll take 3 guys for top 10 and then 3 guys for top 5, and this way we can or there is no top 5. We'll do 3 for top 10, 3 and like oh my god, this is terrible. Yeah. Give me 3 top 10s.
Let's see. Top 10, number 1. This is no particular order, everyone, but it's top 10 including ties. I'm going to take Sepp Straka plus 130. I'm going to mess around and take Shane Lowry at plus 225. And I'm going to take Sam Burns at plus 125.
And you're on FanDuel for this?
That was DraftKings.
All right. Go to FanDuel for the top 5s because we're gonna run those. I know they'll offer top 5s, I think.
I didn't have anything with.
All right, then we're not gonna do top 5s. All right.
But I think Odds Checker had it, so I'm trying to pull them back up.
Okay, if you could pull that up, then perfect. My top 20s, you said Straka, Lowry, and Burns, correct?
Straka, yes.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. God, this is like the best podcasting we've ever done in the history of this program. Whew, wow. All right.
Odds Checker does have top 5s for me.
All right. Thank God. We're getting somewhere, fellas. We're getting somewhere. Now all of a sudden I'm not getting even top 5s. Here we go. Top 10s. Thank you on FanDuel.
Let me know who you want top 5s and I can find their odds for you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I'm going to also need you to give me the odds for top 10s as they are not appearing on my FanDuel. I am going to go with Harris English.
Harris English is plus 160 including ties.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I'm going to take Justin Rose.
He's plus 200 including ties. I was very close to taking him.
Perfect. And I'm going to round out the bunch with Victor Hovland.
Victor, I was also very close to taking him. He's plus 130 including ties.
Beautiful. Let's go to top 5s. As we are struggling to get through this. Top 5 selections. Who you got?
Top 5. I'm going to. Are we doing 3 again?
Yeah, we'll do 3 again.
Okay. Top 5. I'm going to take Justin Thomas at plus 350 on Bet Rivers. I'm going
shouting out all the sports books this week.
Yeah, this is from Odds Checker where they just take everything and which if Odds Checker wants to sponsor us, come on down. Can you remind me again who I took for top 10?
You took Straka, Lowry, and Burns.
Okay. I'm going to take Victor. Go with the gut, Kyle. Go with the gut. Victor Hovland plus 350 at Bet Rivers. And I'm going to take Tommy Fleetwood plus 200 at Bet 365.
I'm going to be really, really chalky with these top 5s because I think there's only 5 people in this field who are going to finish in the top 5 because there's going to be way better than everyone else. It's going to be like the winner and like 3 or 4 guys for T2. I'm taking Scottie. I'm taking Tommy Fleetwood, and I'm going to take Justin Thomas.
So I'll give you your odds: Scottie, Justin Thomas, and who else?
Fleetwood.
So Tommy is plus 200 at Bet365. Scottie is minus 333
That's
at
disgusting.
Bet365. That is the best odds. And Justin Thomas, you said?
Yes.
He's plus 350 at Bet Rivers.
All right, scrap Scottie. I'm putting Rory instead. Is he plus money?
Rory is plus 148 at Bet Rivers.
Perfect. All right, fuck you, Scottie Scheffler. I'm just gonna pick you to win. That's about all I can give you. All right, if we go to our gimme picks, it could be any pick, top 10, top 5. It could be a matchup play. It could be a nationality play. You tell me what you want. Any pick going into this week that you want to play.
Well, I will have the Four Nations because DraftKings does have those. But I will say my gimme pick this week. I'll go back to the top 10 and I mean, I really like this. I already took him for a top 5. Top 10, including ties, Justin Thomas plus 110.
So JT top 10?
Yeah. At
All
plus
right,
110 on DraftKings.
I like it. I'm going to go with a tournament prop on groups. So on DraftKings, you can bet group winners. So like there's a Group A, Group B, Group C, and the like.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to go all the way down to Group E. Some of the bottom of the barrel players, not really even bottom of the barrel, they're all really good. But I'm going to go with Harry Hall as the Group E winner. He gets matched up. He's plus 300 along with Justin Rose, Brian Harman, Chris Gotterup, and Akshay Bhatia in that little cluster. So him to finish as the best player from Group E. Harry Hall.
Can I put an additional pick on my guard, Steve?
You can indeed.
I'm going to play the Group C winner, Sepp Straka plus 320 on DraftKings.
You know what? Screw you, man. I'm also going to add one more then, just for the hell of it. You know how I said it'd be so funny if Jacob Bridgman won the FedEx Cup? Yeah, I'm going to take him for the Group F winner at plus 400 over Lowry, Taylor, Novak, and Sungjae Im.
Fair. Yeah, and for everybody, that's on the tournament groups because there's tournament props and tournament groups. It's in the tournament groups tab.
Indeed, indeed. KB, we go to the Four Nations play, the final one of the season. Who are you taking?
We're going to start with top English. That's Tommy Fleetwood at minus 125. We're going to go with top North American, and that's going to be Scottie Scheffler at plus 100. We are going to go with... Ooh, this is tough. If you were in my shoes here, Steve, they're both the same odds. Victor Hovland or Sepp Straka?
What is that, like top Scandinavian?
That is top continental European. There's 3 guys in that grouping. It's Ludvig Åberg, Victor Hovland, Sepp Straka.
Is technically Scandinavia continental? Yeah, I guess it is, yeah. It's not really an island. Straka has the wins. I think Åberg has the skill.
I'm going to go Sepp. Plus 210. And then we are going to go with the rest of the world. The destroyer of worlds. Put it on the board, plus 210. Corey motherfucking Connors, plus 210 on that bad boy.
Now, hold on. I need to ask you this because this is a very important piece of info. Scottie's top North American.
Correct.
Does that include Corey Connors then? Or are the Canadians ex-native from the North American group?
Corey Connors is in that.
So
I don't know how that plays.
You can't pick them both for this then. You need one or the other because...
All right, scratch that then.
You're automatically losing one of them if one of them wins.
How they let you pick that then?
Well, you probably just can't parlay it.
It lets me parlay it.
That's really weird and very random. I don't know why that. Maybe if they tie, it pays out, but that's a very or just voids. I have no idea. That's an odd one.
That's the only spot I can go. because Tommy Fleetwood is in English and Great Britain and Ireland. How is that allowed?
I mean, you could bet Fleetwood on both, probably.
He let me down last week. He's probably going to let me down again. Let's go Hideki in that spot with the rest of the world. Plus 180. It's plus 3,024 odds. $10 to win you 312.48.
We go to my ladder parlay. Again, I cannot do top 20s this week either. So I'm going to instead actually give you a very interesting ladder pick that I think is going to be a smash hit for everybody involved. And I think the people are going to love this. I do not have odds for you, but I'm going to do something, and it's going to segue right into my winner. I'm going to take Tommy Fleetwood to finish top 10, top 5, and win. And with that being said, Tommy Fleetwood, you better fucking win this week, you rat bastard.
Hey, don't talk about my good personal friend Tommy Fleetwood like that.
No, no, dude. Look, I love Tommy Fleetwood to death. Like he's incredible, but fuck me, dude. Like if there's a week for you to win, I will tell you right now, I have money currently on Scottie Scheffler plus 150, Tommy Fleetwood at 14-1, and just for the hell of it, because I had mentioned it earlier in the show, and for some reason I'm being driven to it, Jacob Bridgman, who's last on the odds board, is 100-1. I took Jacob Bridgman.
I have 2 plays, just like you have multiple plays. I'm taking Scottie. That's my definitive stamp it. He is plus 150 on DraftKings, but also you should always shop your odds. Odds Checker has him at plus 175 on BetMGM and plus 175 on the Borgata Casino Sportsbook. Shout out to the Borgata. I am also sprinkling.
Who's the pick for the sake of the picks? Okay.
But I'm also sprinkling at plus 2,800 on BetMGM and Borgata, Justin Thomas.
I do like that. Yeah, so I have money on Fleetwood, Scottie, and Bridgman for the hell of it. I truly do think, though, that a sneaky play here, as somebody who's won at this golf course before, and he's been really inconsistent for a lot of the last few years, right? He's been on and off, up and down. It kind of depends. It's usually because his chipping sucks, and he's the first person that will tell you that. But his approach has gotten really good this year. Finished 7th at the BMW, 3rd at the U.S. Open. The approach game has gotten really good. The putter has been, it depends. But he's won here before. I don't think there's any reason to not take Victor Hovland at 28-1. I think it's a really good value play as somebody who has won at this golf course in the past. He finished 12th last year. He won the year prior to that, and prior to that he finished 15th and finished 5th in 2021. So there's certainly opportunity for Hovland to make a pretty decent run at this golf course. So there you go.
The best odds are on DraftKings for him at plus 2,800.
Well, there you go. Those are the bets. Those are the odds. That's another show in the books, episode 218 of your favorite podcast. You're getting the whole podcast right here from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Be sure to follow, subscribe on all of our social media platforms at Get in the Whole Pod, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and beyond. Go check us out at our streaming platforms, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Just look up Underground Sports. You can not only Get in the Hole, but also all of our other great shows from Top Bins to OTB, Underground Circuit, and beyond. Of course, the house show with Patrick Pitts as it continues its 5th week on the run. Big guest this
Jimmy
week
from the queue
on the house show. Go check them out. And of course, Underground Sports Philadelphia on YouTube. Be sure to follow, subscribe. If you're already listening to us, take the extra few seconds, head over to YouTube and be sure to plug and play as much as you can our awesome network. Just continue to get the word out. If you are enjoying the content, leave a 5-star rating, leave a comment, tell us what you want to see on this show, on other shows. Continue to plug us with all your friends, as the engagement really does help get the word out to all of those other folks who are interested in not only golf content, but all of our other great shows and beyond. For KB, I'm Steve McAvoy. We'll see you guys next week. Tour Championship. Enjoy the week. Hopefully we'll see if Keegan Bradley officially announces himself as player captain, and we'll be back for more next Monday right here on Get in the Hole. Thanks for listening to Get in the Hole, the official golf podcast of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Catch us every week wherever you get your favorite podcasts, and be sure to like and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Get in the Hole Pod, and follow Underground Sports Philadelphia at Underground PHI. We'll see you next time. And remember,
Get in the hole!